Movement is medicine.
Bliss, much love. Welcome to another episode of Movement is Medicine. And I want to start off by saying, hopefully, you all are having a great day, wherever you are in the world, or a great week as well. And something I want to bring up is I'm planning on making these probably at least once a week. I want to upload these. These are very fairly easy. It's just me like coming up with different stretches, but also this will give me some accountability to come up with new variations of these stretches and things like that. Because I tend to go with what's working. I mean, if it isn't broke, don't fix it, right? But there are ways to see fit to implement change and just when it comes to evolving or just progression and whatever it is that we're doing, you know what I'm saying? Trying not to stay stuck and stagnant or just coasting through life. That's how we stay mediocre. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to live a mediocre life? There's nothing wrong with a simple life, but a mediocre life where we're just living less than average. It's not an acceptable life to live to me. So, but yeah, what I want to do is kick it off with some arm circles. So what I'll do is I'll get back to just speaking with you when we're doing these specific stretches or exercises so that you don't have to like stay eye locked on the video. You can do whatever you need to do on these videos. I appreciate it. What did you say? Got scoop? Oh, I don't even know. I just call them arm circles. Yeah, we just stretching, just warming up for the day. Appreciate it. You too. Thanks. You too. That's what it's all about, man. Just spreading that love and that energy. You feel me? I see this guy like almost every rising when I'm out here doing my workout. So yeah, man, just building that community and spreading that love. So let's get back to the arm circles. But yeah, the intention for these videos is really that helped me get out of my head, honestly. But the intention of these videos is really just to tune in, you know what I'm saying? Not just to my voice, but tune into your body, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to that Blue Jay. So now we did some small arm circles. We're gonna do some shoulder stretches. Or what is this part again? This is yeah, shoulder. It's the shoulder blade. I'm thinking about the scientific term or the anatomical term, but it is what it is. All right, so we're gonna switch to the opposite side. So whatever you are on, your left or your right, I'm gonna switch to the opposite side for the shoulder stretches. You basically taking your arm, straighten it out, and sending it across the body, specifically over the opposite shoulder. You're gonna take one arm and press or just hold that arm that you're using across your shoulder. Take the opposite hand and put it on the opposite shoulder. Hopefully this shit makes sense. Sound like some twister type things. But yeah, you just want to feel into it and breathe. If any movement is uncomfortable for you, listen to your breath. Listen to your body. If you're starting to hyperventilate, start to slow down and be more in tune or aware of the capacity that we're breathing in, but also in the frequency, if it's like short breaths or if it's slower breaths. If it's slower breaths, then that lets us know that we're more in the sympathetic. If we're or something like that, then that's borderline hyperventilating, or if it's not already hyperventilating. So that's going to send you to the sympathetic nervous system, which creates anxiety, creates fear, creates stress on the body and things like that. So we're going to get to the bigger arm circles, but we're going to go backwards this time. We're going to start off backward. This right here is great for the back as well, stretching out the back, just loosening up the joints, and then also helping with the shoulder, with stability and things. All right, we're going to go forward with the big circles. The reason why I'm also wearing these long pants and these long shirt, long sleeve shirt. Got freaking mosquitoes out here, man. They don't play no games. They're a different breed out here. All right, next up, it's gonna be arm switches. So it's gonna be alternating. So whatever, right over left, left over right, right over left, left over right, right over left, left over right. Okay, I'm gonna just shake it out. Shake it out. All right, so for me, I'm about to take my left hand, raise it up, and curve it up like behind my head. So bring it behind your head. You want to touch around your spine area. Then you're going to take your opposite, which is my right hand, put it on your elbow, and then just bring it down just ever so slightly until you feel a little pull here in the shoulder blades, like the back of your shoulder blades. And this should be a pull, which is going to be a stretch, going to be there. So yeah, as we do always, breathe into it. Take your time, do it slowly. Slow and easy is better than trying to do it fast and recklessly. You know what I'm saying? The speed is going to come once the repetition is solidified and the consistency is there. That's the cool thing about just seeing the progression and just being consistent with ourselves. Gonna go to the opposite arm. So my right arm, put it behind my head, touch my spine, and then take my left hand, put it on my elbow, and bring it down. All right, feel that stretch in your shoulder blades. Okay, I'm gonna hold for a couple seconds. You always want to hold these for at least like 20 to 30 seconds. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna do some shoulder shrugs, just so we're relieving any tension that we may have in our shoulders. A lot of this stuff is shoulders. Like if we're working at a desk or at a computer or on our phones and things like that, we're constantly slouched. And something I found with especially push-ups is like it's kind of like resetting my shoulders and opening my chest cavity again, so that we're not walking around like this. Because when we take on, especially when it comes to defending yourself, that's another instinctual thing that we do to protect ourselves when we're in the sympathetic nervous system. So open up, shake it off, observe your surroundings. Are you safe? That's a yes. Then why are we so tense? You know, these are questions to ask ourselves. This is not the time to go into a deep dive for me personally, but these are the times when I'm asking myself and considering these questions on my day to day and things like that, especially when I'm outside in nature. That's where I tend to get a lot of my answers to my problems. And also in my sleep, you know what I'm saying? So it's so many different ways to derive these different answers to our problems. All right, so man, my body is just asking for this deep squat, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit the deep squat. Like I love hitting the deep squat because it just, man, it just releases, it let go of a lot of tension that we may hold and store in the body. Like I said before, I had a lot of SI joint. That's what they call the sciatic nerve. So I had sciatic nerve issues for a while. So standing for long periods of time, this part of my leg would like just get irritated, and I have to walk around to the point where I have to just sit. But ever since I've been like consistently doing these stretches, but also working out, I've noticed where it's a lot easier for me to just pop a squat like this. I feel like I'm on freaking I'm on Thailand level when it comes to the squat. Like pull up on you, like what's up? You know what I'm saying? No problem. So you can just sit in it, and you feel all of that in here. So whatever level that you're at, start there and continue to have patience and build that consistency and that rapport with yourself by showing up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Um, Next thing is going to be, so since we're in the hips and we're coming down now, usually I like to start from the foot up, but it's cool to switch it up sometimes. So we're gonna do, what are these called? Eh. All right, so basically we're gonna spread our legs about a little more than shoulder width apart. Get into like a crouch position, but not fully there. It's like a half crouch where you're sitting comfortably, so that your quads are engaged. So your thighs are going to be engaged, and then we're going to take our right arm and just throw it over our head like this. And then we're going to bring our hip and our torso that way to the left side as well. So everything to the left, starting from the right. So I'm bringing my arm up, and then I'm just leaning to the left side. And then you should feel, shout out to that B right here, you should feel that stretch in here. Okay. All right. Then same thing for the left side, everything to the right. Now we're leaning to the right. Okay. Now I'm going to, since we're already leaning to the right, I'm going to now take this left leg and basically push the right leg to bend like this. Well, actually, might need to stretch a little bit further out. So this is going to be a little double. So try to spread your legs a little more, spread your feet specifically. Spread your feet a little more outside of shoulder width apart. And then we're going to curve your right foot outwards. We're going to take your left leg and push so that our right leg bends at the knee. So then, therefore, we're going to be at an angle like this. Our legs should be at an angle like this. and we're gonna feel that stretch and that pull in the glutes, in the buttocks, and then also in the thighs as well. We're also gonna feel it in here, but that's more because this is more of our active and engaged thigh. So it's gonna lock it in to keep us stable, you know. So that's where we're gonna feel the effect on the right side, but on the left side is where we're gonna feel the active stretch. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Then we're gonna do the opposite side and switch. Okay. So wherever you're comfortable, just start there. All right. It's cool. All right. And since we're here, we're gonna go and do, that's not the cherry picker. These are the like cherry pickers or something like that. I don't know what these called, but it's some shit that we did in like back in football practice that I remember. But you can go from up here, go down here, 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 here. Go back up, here, 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 here. You're advanced. Do like this. Because the further you go back, the more you're gonna feel it in your hamstrings. Okay, let's see. Another one of my faves, since we're here, that requires me to spread my legs a little bit. See, I felt that shift in my hips. All right, so you're gonna shift your feet. So your your right leg, shift your right foot back to straight, and then we're gonna shift our left foot to the left so that I can now do this. And it's kind of like a lunge position, but your back leg is still straight. The only thing that's bent is the front leg. And we want shoulders up, we want head up, chest up. Okay? And now we can begin to bend that right leg, that back leg, whatever leg you're on. We can now bend that back leg, and then we're gonna feel that pull in here in the hips. Okay? Now, switch sides, same thing. Okay? Now let's bend that back leg. Okay. So next, you can balance. If not, try to find something to balance on. What we're gonna do next is take our leg, grab the ankle, and then bring it back and stretch that way. Switch legs. Okay. All right, you're gonna shake that out. Definitely got me sweating now. I think that's going to be all for today's stretches. I think if there's any more. Yeah. Oh, if you want to do this one where you just bring your feet together and then you just see how far you can go, and touch your toes. And that's another way of like, that's where I started with finding out how far I'm able to get with my stretching and things like that. And that was how I started tracking my progression as a beginner when I started stretching at first, was doing these. If I can touch my toes where it doesn't create any irritation or I'm not forcing it, then I feel like I'm in at least a good standard. You know what I'm saying? Something that I didn't mention before in this video specifically, but in a previous video for stretching is whenever we are, okay, whenever we're doing our stretch, make sure whenever you're here, it's uncomfortable, stop, breathe, feel it, exhale, and usually when we exhale, we can go deeper into a stretch, okay? And then that is how we can progressively see the change in the now. We don't have to wait until the next day, the next week, or anything like that, but still take your time, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, that's what I found helps me to flow into these stretches, and it's a lot more gracefully than trying to force things, because you don't want to force anything. Think of it as like, so I have a background in massage. So in massage school, when we go to like, even if it's like a deep massage, we never go straight into the deep massage. We got to warm up the fascia, which is, it's all around our body. Fascia is basically what keeps our body, like the, man, what is the, it's like bodily fluid that's in the body, but it encapsulates everything that's in our body. So once we warm that up, then that's how we can penetrate deeper into like the muscles and tendons and just feeling around and stuff like that, and help to just bring about healing, or um what's the other word, just relaxation and things like that, you know what I'm saying? So may this stretch and this activity be a benefit for you in your life and however you need it to be, carrying out your day-to-day tasks and things like that. And with that being said, till next episode, much love, bliss.